But oh my God, what is it with spaces? We keep having these technical difficulties.
It's the spaces are cursed. It is because I hate public speaking so much. But guys, the first week it was me. I had like super sketchy setup. Like I'm running Android emulator on Linux and piping audio through like a voice changer, because on browser you cannot have spaces like on the web browser. So I have to run Twitter app in emulator. And as wonderful as Linux is, one thing that is not known for is like a stable and sane audio chain. So I'm like so scared to touch anything. But yeah. But this week is not me. The delay yesterday and now this was not me this week. Last week it was. Anyway, I think let me see if someone can tweet from the main account, because I only started this from this account because I'm not logged in.
Yeah, yeah, I just did that.
Oh,
So from our main account, from Sons of Crypto, they know they have this link. And obviously, since you guys know me from Discord, I already shared it in Discord, just making sure that we also share it in Telegram, because apparently all the action happens there. And yeah, we'll be ready to start like in a few seconds.
oh good. I shared it in Telegram.
Okay, awesome. So, just a quick recap about like the previous spaces. You guys were talking about like the Solana phone and how it's an interesting development, and then we actually got really deep into the questions, talking about decentralization of wallets and how it's not decentralized right now. And actually, you were just telling us about how it technically works.
So there are two main reasons. One is cultural, like I was saying, because you get a lot of Web2 tourists. Price goes up, everybody wants. It's a new hot thing, everyone wants to work on it, and like these guys, they try to push as much stuff as they can to server, and which is like insanity, right? You want to do as much stuff as you can on the client, because that's when you are actually decentralized. So that's one reason, cultural. But the second, even more difficult reason, I mean, Ethereum is like the best chance to actually get it working in decentralized manner. They gave it a good try. You had a light client actually implemented in Geth. The code is all there, but it didn't end up working out ultimately because of so how that would work. You would query any random nodes, and you can query whatever and then you have to reach consensus to create a couple of nodes. But users who are running the nodes on the laptops, like me, you would have to enable you would have to enable light client serve. And this would consume more of your computer resources, right? Because you would have to dedicate a core to fulfilling these requests. So basically, no one did it. Like if you try to connect to network, like you get like 1 or 2 peers, which is like not enough. And this has been like one of my frustrations that I try to push in like number of companies. Is like, look, we are making like billions on crypto fees. Like if we just take like 1% of our profit and just commit ourselves to offer it as an incentive for anyone who is running, with a live client, they would take care of, they would take care of the problem. And that was kind of my original plan, when I was thinking about doing this. But like with merge coming like in a month or two, the merge is
So
just.
if I
Sorry, go on.
So if I understand correctly, you got so frustrated about like a problem that could be so simple to solve, and you decided, I'm going to create the Web3 wallet that is actually decentralized.
Pretty much. Yeah, you summarized it very well. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I'm just trying to like, okay, but like I get it on a technical level. I'm just like wondering why people are not doing it, and it's awesome to see that there are actually people building in the space that have those core values and are actually going for decentralization. About the thing that you're building, because we know it's a Web3 wallet, and we've seen like a lot of mock-ups of mobile phones. How mobile will it be? Like, why focus on the mobile part?
So basically, normies do everything on mobile. The majority of consumer computing takes place on mobile. Like if you can't get this stuff working on mobile in decentralized manner, like it's just not gonna happen. To get mainstream adoption, this has to work on mobile. Like I travel a lot and I speak to a lot of people, and of course the only thing I talk about is crypto. Like if you can't show it to people, hey, download this app, you can do this, you can do whatever, on-chain swaps, on-chain derivatives, on-chain lending. Like you can do all of this cool stuff that is, truly decentralized. And then, they're not going to go home and install browser extension. Like this is out of something that like majority of people will do. So if we want this stuff to reach mainstream adoption, it has to work on the mobile. Like most people do everything on mobile, and we better make sure that it's actually decentralized. Once it's running on mobile as well.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Like I remember the first time I needed to set up like my wallets, and it was like back and forward between like my browser and my wallet on my phone, and it didn't work out. So yeah, that makes perfect sense. So is that also like the reason why you're building it? Do you want crypto decentralized for everyone? Like how should we see that?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I see crypto as the only force in the world pushing for more freedom in increasingly authoritarian world. So, like, crypto is not just about money for me. Like, I think it's epic. That no one can actually, no one can take your stuff. No one can stop you from broadcasting transaction, which is not the case on the mobile just quite yet. And we're hoping to solve it. And then, and you have all these ideals. You have like, the brand new financial system that is more free and fair. The products that are controlled and owned by users is like, it's a technological change, it's an economical change, it's like societal change. So this is a potential to be huge. Like 100 years from now, people are going to be, talking about this. Like they're going to be talking about computers and internet. I think crypto is just as big. But then, in reality, most of the projects, fail to live up to those high-minded ideals. And we are bending over backwards. We are trying to play this game on a hard mode to try to live up to these
Yeah,
crypto ideals as much as possible.
yes, definitely. It's amazing to see a project being built from their beliefs and their ideals. But we also need to talk like about the people that believe in this project, and we have seen like many good ideas fail, especially in bear markets where we have like great ideas, super hyped, and they crumble down. And at the end, like people want to know like how can you generate revenue even in a bear, like how would this look?
So basically, like, the projects fail. I mean, we've seen these cycles, like 90% of the projects are going to fail during the bear cycle because, they fail in two ways. They either raise stupid amount of money from VCs and there's just no incentive for them to keep building. Like if you have, 50 mil on your account on the white paper, the incentives are misaligned in a just epic fashion. And the second way is just people run out of money, right? Because, but I mean, I think we are like one third, the best case scenario, like one half, through the bear market. Like I think the things are going to get a lot worse, and it's going to take at least a year. And then every bear market is the same. Like there's on Twitter, like people leave crypto. It's going to be sound. No one's going to talk about crypto. No one's going to care about crypto. But we want to make sure that we can continue building. And then when the bull market hits, to the moon. So we have 4 different sources of revenue. Like from the beginning, I was thinking about how can we survive the bear market, making sure that we don't, blow up in the bear market. So we provide white label service. That's why you have seen so many teams, because we are building a robust team system. So we can sell white label to many companies. You see a new wallet like coming out every week. Many companies they want wallets. So they could either pay iOS developer, Android developer, designer, product manager for 6 months and have like a crappy 1.0, or they can give us like 150K, whatever the deal is going to be, and we do it for them in 2 weeks. So it's just such a no-brainer for them, and we actually had quite a lot of interest on this area. So that's just like one way. Another way is the chains. Not like your top 10, but if you go outside of top 10 chains, your chain number 44, they usually pay like 50 to 100K for wallets to support them, like the wallets that have adoption. So that's like another source of revenue. And then also we have the integration. So there are some products we're going to integrate for free. But if someone wants to integrate, because we have a large directory of in-apps integrations. So we're going to do Uniswaps, your Aves, your Compound. They also have grants, like Uniswap have grants, and I think Aave has grants as well. A lot of these companies they do have grants, but we're also going to be charging, and maybe we prioritize integration based on if someone is willing to pay us or not. So those are like 3 sources of revenue. But this is like the bear market sources of revenue. Now in a bull market, or hopefully in the bear market as well, the team is going to keep 20% of the token, but like we're never going to sell it. It's just because all the fees generated in apps go to the yield farm and go to the token holders. So we keep 20% to fund the ongoing development. And, us, we're going to pay ourselves and, whatever, marketing, devs, growth, everything from the yield. That's, I mean, you never know, but I'm expecting those numbers to be quite significant. Like if you look at MetaMask, they made 380 mil. I mean, if we win, I mean, obviously it's a far cry, it's a long shot, but if you manage to kind of do 10% of the volume that MetaMask made, so that's what 38 million, and then take 20% of that. So that's a decent chunk of that will allow us to build for years. So
That's amazing. It's really refreshing to hear that you guys have been thinking about this and not even found like one revenue source, but four sources, like white label service. That's something we know from the Web2 space that works really well for the bigger companies that we maybe not know by name, but they're like producing everything for everyone. Um, but I heard yield from fees, and like at some point we will need to say like, okay, but can we beat MetaMask even? So that yield is going to be like huge. And I noticed that you mentioned yield from fees also in the tokenomics. Can you tell us more about the tokenomics?
yeah, absolutely. But just one final thought I have. So we keep saying that on the previous question, just one final thought. We keep saying like the team only gets to retire if it's phenomenally successful, and like this is the mechanism. So like we need to have like a million users for this yield to be like significant, and that's how we make money. So this way, like the team is super aligned with the success of the product, right? Other than, unlike 99% of all the crypto projects that raise like 10, 20, 50 mil, on a white paper, we only get to like retire on the beach if we get these users and there's the yield there, therefore the value of Web3 token should be really high. And then and only then, we get to retire on the beach. So I just wanted to, that was like addendum to the last question. Now on the tokenomics. Okay, so where do I start? Okay, so I saw
By the
people.
way, can I just interrupt and say I love the idea about retiring only if the project works, because I'm also like a proud Web3 holder, and that means that we can retire all together, right?
Hell yeah, hell yeah. We go.
But
I
anyway.
invite you to my beach. We meet up on the beach.
Awesome. Yeah, let's get back to the tokenomics, and especially like people have been asking about the LP and how it would work. So basically, it's a community question, and we would love to hear more about it. Could you fill it in for us?
Yeah, absolutely. But just before I go into the details, like okay, so yeah, I started chatting in the community, and I did say to the guys like, look, we're going to like write a blog post. What are our thoughts? Because there is a lot of nuance there. Like one of the reasons is like we want to do it by yield farm because regulators, they didn't have any rules. They didn't go after yield farming. So hey, it seems like safe way of distributing the fees, because if you give it just to token holders, you're gonna in danger of being a security and all that stuff. But seems at least as far as I saw, like no one went after the yield farm. So that was one of the reasons why I want to go with yield farm. But we also want to make sure there is a liquidity so that the token price doesn't dump and pump. Anyone could pump and dump the token if there wasn't enough liquidity. And also, like, I mean, the token is talking about like, and people concerned about impermanence loss and stuff. Token is talking about like, ultimately, if you give it to the LP, if you hold the LP, you're getting free money in perpetuity, right? You're getting free Ethereum. So, but the thing is, so okay, there's another thought that we had that I can't really talk about. But the point is, only thing that matters right now is getting the 1.0 out so that we can start generating the yield. And that the way I'm thinking about it, like we can definitely speak to community. Maybe we do the whole space just on the how to distribute fees. Be it yield farm, be it without having to put USDT or whatever or ETH. We can even do proposals and we can let people vote, or we can even let people community submit the proposals. But bottom line, the way I'm thinking about it, ultimately it's like free money. So I'm sure we can figure out a way to distribute it, to people who, so that everyone is happy. But I'm not really burning brain cycles on it right now. I just want to make sure, working on getting the yield, so that means apps have to be ready, we have integrations, we have all this stuff, so I'm kind of not running many brain cycles on this right now. I hope that's,
Yeah, it
sorry.
sounds like music to my ears. Like everything, like the LP makes sense, and like everything about the regulators and SEC makes definitely like a lot of sense. The fact that we could have like our own voting rights to choose if we want it in ETH or in USDT sounds perfect. And well, to be honest, like I'm actually like really excited about having a wallet that I can use on my mobile phone, and that's it. Don't need anything else for it. So this will be like an extra for everyone, I think. Just a huge bonus. So yeah, let's agree to do another Twitter Spaces in the near future about the tokenomics, where we can discuss this a little bit more. But for now, it's like free money sounds always good, right?
Yeah, yeah. And this is the cool part, at least I think, right? It's not some forever, potentially worthless shitcoin that inflates forever. It's freaking blue chip Ethereum, right? It's ETH, so it's like, where can you yield from Ethereum? Like almost nowhere.
Yes, no, definitely. About the beta and getting the point 1.0 out. Like, can you tell us like can we get like a spring update? Like, what happened in the last week, in the last 2 weeks? What do you guys have been working on?
Seriously, we are just pushing. Like, I can't even remember last time I had a day off, and the guys are pushing hardcore as well. We are. I think I forget what it was. I think it was. I just ran the command yesterday. We are like at 600,000 lines of code or something stupid like that. We just keep pushing. It's like always when you have these software projects at the end, it's just like a lot of stress, almost no sleep. But we are getting there. Like I think we're going to have something good to show in a week or two. I think at the end of the spring we're going to have something like that people should be happy to see. But it's software, so one thing you can rely on developers to mess up. Hang on, can we get Marcus on? Marcus, can you speak? Can we? Okay, I think I can invite you as a listener. 1 second. Can I?
What do you have? You're the host right now, so you have all the control of letting people up and speak. Also, I think this is also a good time to ask anyone if they have questions to come up and ask their questions. And I also see Yoko there. Maybe he would like to join and tell us more about his designs.
I just invited him a speaker. I don't know. If Marcus wants to speak. I invited Yoko as a speaker. Oh, okay. Marcus wants to. Okay, Marcus is coming. Hang on, guys. I'm currently not able to speak. Okay, so okay, so Marcus is not able to speak. Okay, anyway. Hey, so to wrap up, like we are pushing as hard as we can. Like I think we're going to have something cool to show. Hopefully, like closed beta at the end of the sprint, and then open beta like shortly after. I think, like one thing you can always rely on software developers is to be crappy at estimates, but but yeah, we are pushing. We are pushing. We are getting there.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? Like like we're also like super excited, like we want to say when, but in the meantime we also want to like give you time and space to create like the product we've been waiting for. So for us listeners it's also very difficult. um Yoko, you have like a lot of designing experience. And I don't know if I can say it, but it's also like with Apple. Like, can you explain more about your designs right now and like what's it been for you the last few weeks working on this?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everybody. I'm not going to talk like too much today. I would love another space where I'm, let's say, more prepared. I'm prepared, but I can't speak too much because also I got some important life stuff to do right now. But to talk about the design, yes. So I've been through designing apps for the last decade. I made some stuff if you own an iPhone, you probably use on a daily basis. And the joy to make a wallet with these guys is absolute. It's really fun because basically the user experience in the crypto field is shit. So we're having a lot of debates about almost every part of the screens of the UI, etc. And we're trying to fix, from my point of view, the UX problem that we encounter. And yeah, it's fun. It's joy. It's a pleasure to design such an app, and hopefully you're gonna love it, guys. That's what I wanted to share today.
Awesome, thank you. I really hope, like, obviously Apple is very known for being so intuitive with their UX, and I'm really curious if we are going to see that in Web3 wallet as well. I'm actually like really confident that we will, and I can't wait to actually like use it. I wanted to ask the audience just one more time if there are any questions. If there are, please come up and we'll do that. And otherwise, we're going to wrap up these spaces really soon.
Mr. Croat, you got the floor, I believe. Hey, you did the dashboard for Cult, did you? Was it you who did the dashboard?
Sorry, I was just delayed connecting. Were you asking me, sir?
Were you the one behind the dashboard?
Uh, I was,
Really?
yeah, so I'm one of the guardians at Cult, and I spearheaded the proposal for the dashboard. We had a strong team within our community that put everything together. So yeah, it's pretty much ready to go now. It's going to be revealed at the ETH Barcelona. We've got a few representatives from Cult out there that will be revealing all the details as to how it functions and laying out all the investments that we've currently made. And among them is the investment we made in Web3. It's one of my favorite proposals that was submitted. I'm super excited about you guys launching. Our entire community is.
You are too kind, sir. You are too kind.
Yeah. But I did have a couple questions for you, if you don't mind. I haven't had a chance to ask them directly when you guys held your spaces. And